Yo, Scrawny with the skinny, with the pickems challenge. Get your pickems. Everybody loves a little pickems. And finally, we get something new, a new pickems challenge to kick off CS2. Shout out CS for something different. Turns out Maui Snake was foretelling the future with his 9 out of 9 pick'em challenge that had swept the scene over the last couple of majors. Well, now you've got to play the game. You gotta shoot for it, because the most important difference is any team you place at 3-0 will not give you a point if they advance 3-1, 3-2 as it used to be. That's all you got to know. That's the only big difference, all right? If you're picking a 3-0, it's because they got to go 3-0. And now you know. I'm going to cut the fluff. Let's get into it. You want to know what's good? I'll tell you what's up. Every single major, gold coin at the minimum. That's the Scrawn Dog guarantee. There's a lot of meta out there right now because of the seeding of Cloud9 and Eternal Fire. This 3-0 pick seems to be the most common because they are seeded first and second. They cannot play against each other. If they go 2-0, they will have separate best of threes, meaning you've got two chances. However, I think that I'm going to try something slightly off meta. As opposed to picking them based on seeding, I'm going to pick two teams based on opening games. Now, I think that Eternal Fire have the capability of going 3-0, no doubt. But I think they've got some of the more challenging matchups. They open up versus Mongols in a best of one. Who the hell wants to open up versus Mongols in a best of one? That's a ferocious game. You know who has an incredibly easy opening? Who's playing the other Asian team? And that other Asian team in Linvision is a huge drop-off in skill. Well, it's the arguably just as good as Eternal Fire, Heroic. That's right, Cloud9 and Heroic. Now, there is a chance that when the 2-0s go the way they do, that Heroic may have to play Cloud9. If that's the case, oh shit, now suddenly I've shot myself in the foot. But with Cloud9 and Heroic at the 3-0 advanced, there's also a lot of, so much obsession with the majors.im website in picking the matchups that sometimes you get a little lost and you get a little too tunnel visioned. I think that Cloud9 and Heroic are two teams that could definitely pass 3-0, and there's chances that they don't play against each other. So yes, the odds are, if you want two teams in 2-0 matches, you go Cloud9, Eternal Fire. But I think Eternal Fire's opening game could be a little bit more strugglesome, and if they win that one, then they have the likes of Furia, who looked good, really good up next. So I'm thinking Cloud9, Heroic, that's my 3-0s. Now 0-3s. Let's get these baddies out of the way. In the 0-3 department, honestly, I'm looking at Linvision, Legacy, Ecstatic, and Pain. And of the Americas region, I'm taking Pain. I think that their run to the major was quite fluffy. I think that Imperial is the best Brazilian team and that Legacy then comes second right behind them. So we're going Pain 0-3. And beyond that, the question is Legacy versus Linvision. Now, with Legacy, you've got Coldzera, Dumao, and Lotto, and those are three players that I think I can put stock in. When it comes to Linvision, I just don't think that they exist outside of the echo chamber that is Asian Counter-Strike. Sometimes we get them at a pro league, they'll do a little damage, they might take a map off somebody here and there, but I think that Linvision and Pain are the two teams you can write off 0-3. Legacy, you almost got stuck in there. I think I personally rate Koi higher than other teams or other people do. And going into the RMRs, I had Koi and Amcal as two teams to keep your eyes out for. Turns out Saw was going to go on the run of their lives in the last month and a half. And now this is a team that we have to rate seriously. If you were asking about teams in form, there's no doubt that Saw are one of the best teams in terms of their ceiling and floor. And right now, their form. Right? Could they drop off and fall out of the major? Absolutely, but not with the form that they're in right now. They are taking big matches off of impressive teams, and for that reason, you gotta have Saw in your 3-1, 3-2, along with Eternal Fire, who I anticipated to be in the 3-0 group, and then between the rest, we're going to go Ents. Ents in Katowice left us impressed. Glave's individual level has been rising, and it looks really good with this team. It's no longer just the Hades show. In fact, we've got Kylar now playing the best Counter-Strike of his life. So that bodes very well for this squad, right? They replaced their lack of fragging in Minio with Glaive, who's looked better than he did when he tried to come back. We've got, of course, Hades hitting op shots left, right, and center. Sometimes whiffs one or two, but shout out Hades one time. We're Hades fans over here. So Eternal Fire, Saw, and Ents, my next 3 picks, all right? Now things get a little nitty-gritty. I had written off Furia at the RMR. I thought Furia were just going to kind of choke, but they should be coming into this major hot. And they are the best team of the Americas region, all right? My philosophy for the next 2 picks are picking the best team of the upcoming regions. If we're going to have one team that overperforms from Americas or overperforms from Asia, you know who it's going to be. It's going to be Furia, and it's going to be Mongols. I think the Mongols, much like Eternal Fire, have been giving us repetitive results that lead us to believe that they are going to have a breakthrough moment, and this could very well be it. Of the rest of the squads beyond that, there's a lot of talk of 9 Pandas. I don't rate them that highly. It's like people forgot they only got through in the last chance qualifier from the Game of Life from Glowing, who hasn't really impressed me outside of a couple of matches at the RMR. So I don't put the stock in 9 Pandas like others do. I think Imperial are overrated at the moment. I think Amcol I had on a pedestal, but then they choked at the RMR and didn't look nearly as good as they could have. Same with Koi. Ecstatic and Legacy to me are interchangeable as 0-3 teams. So it falls on Apex. And I'm not saying I love Apex, okay? I really don't. Sometimes I watch an Apex game and I just want to gouge my eyes out. But they will drag you into the mud and refuse to quit. Knock, Jacob, Stiko, these 3 players are guys that I would love to watch in any clutch. They are dudes who I think have huge pop-off potential. And I know that sounds crazy to say about Stiko, but it is undeniable that Stiko had reinvented himself since he got cut from Apex, came back, and is one of the key reasons that they even qualified for the Copenhagen Major. So I'll give Apex that nod. They could go 0-3 in the next stage, to be honest. They may not even make it to the next stage, but I can't put my faith in these other squads in comparison. That's the pickems, the new pickems, the CS2 pickems, the Scrawny dog pickems. Good luck out there. And if you want to see my detailed majors.im match calculator predictions, make sure to look at my most recent Fantasyland video as well. HLTV Fantasy videos every single event. And I go into more depth on my thoughts of these teams. So check it out there. Good luck.